Hello everyone, I'm taking some time off of binge reading Camp in order to make this video because it's possible that by the time I'd usually upload this video under my normal video production schedule, this video could end up becoming outdated, so I'm gonna pump this out as fast as I can. So for the past few months, I've actually been hearing leaks about a jump crossover game, and recently there's this image that's been floating around that people believe could be legit and also confirms that CyberConnect 2 will be the developer behind this project. Now the thing is, I'm gonna be very wary about these leaks because I have both reasons to believe they could be real and fake, and if it is real, it might not be as set in stone as some people would like, but just for the sake of a discussion, I'm just going to assume this is real. Now, if that's the case, I'd first like to say, of course, that it's cool that CyberConnect 2 are the ones developing it. I don't know what genre it will be, but regardless, if it's a fighting game, I'd rather CC2 be the ones developing it and not Spike Chunsoft. But here's the thing. Even though I do have a fair amount of confidence that CC2 are capable of developing a pretty decent jump crossover title, there's one thing about this game that I think should be an absolute requirement, and if it doesn't follow this, then I'm not spending an ounce of my money on it. And that is, this game should not be online only. Let me explain to you something about jump crossover games. They have a shorter lifespan than an ice cream on a sunny day. Here's the challenge for you. Try buying any of the recent jump games that have been released in the past 15 years. Spoiler alert, you ain't gonna have a very good time. Even the most recent one, Jump Force, a game that was released only 4 years ago. Like, sure, it might be possible to find it on some store shelves as well as some Amazon listings. But here's the thing though, physical copies are limited in numbers. They're gonna run out of copies to sell, and Bandai sure as fuck ain't gonna print more of them because the game has been discontinued. It's even been delisted from the digital front ends, so it's only a matter of time before the game becomes exclusive to the secondhand market. And the reason for why this kind of thing tends to happen is because jump games handle a lot of licenses. We're talking about multiple manga IPs that are also sometimes licensed by different production committees. So even if just one of the IPs poses an issue and the game publishers are going through some sort of licensing disagreement, that's enough to jeopardize the whole game. And this is the problem that I have with jump games. They're pretty much ticking time bombs before they go obsolete. And look, I don't like Jump Force, I think the game sucks. But even then, regardless of my personal opinion on the game, I don't think it deserves to just fade away into nothingness. And I will give credit to the past jump games and say that even though they have been delisted, at least they can still be played offline. So it's not completely unplayable, it's just harder to buy. But my fear is that the recent trend of making games so reliant on online services is gonna end up affecting this new jump game. Even Jump Force was kind of leaning on the online lobbying UI, so it was already halfway there, and I fear that this Jump Stars Ultimax, whatever the fuck, is gonna follow a much more extreme route, because for whatever reason, every game publisher just wants to keep us stuck in the online ecosystem, probably both as a protective measure, because online DRM, for better or worse, is a pretty effective anti-temperament measure. It's very hard to pirate an online-only game, but it's also probably for the sake of easily pitching to the players whatever online content they're trying to sell. And look, I don't care what reason they have for doing this. I don't care if it's good or reasonable or justifiable. It's terrible. The online-only model could seriously jeopardize the ability for this game to continue to be played for years to come, long after it's no longer being supported. And for as much as I like and respect CyberConnect 2 as a developer, and I'm sure if they really are behind this title, they would make a pretty decent game. But if I have to stay connected to the internet in order to play it, then I'm not gonna buy the game, period. I'm just not, and it has nothing to do with the money. Hell, even if this game was free to play, I would not spend an ounce of my time playing it, because no disrespect, I'm not spending hours of my precious time that I could have spent playing games that I actually own, piling up a bunch of stats and collectibles only to then be unavailable after 5 years when the developers can no longer maintain it, which will happen eventually. Why would I waste my time on that? If I can't play Jump Stars with my friends and family at the comfort of my room, with a second controller and hyping ourselves up like the good old days, all because Bandai and Shueisha Games can't afford to hold the license for these gaming IPs and have to shut down the servers and delist the game, then this game is completely pointless to me. It's a waste of money, and frankly speaking, I don't think this should ever be tolerated. This is why I can't get hyped for My Hero Ultra Rumble. Looks like a fun game. I'm sure there's fun to be had, but if it's relying on staying connected to the internet, what's gonna happen when they can no longer maintain the servers? And that's the area where I really hope Jumpstars doesn't fumble the bag. If it's not online only, that's fine by me. I'll respect it, I'll buy the game if it looks interesting, but if it's just another short-lived live service abandonware, then you can count me out on this one, and I'll just focus my attention on something else. But of course, that's assuming that this leak is real, which, to be fair, it could all just be completely fake.